So good evening, YouTube. We didn't lose yesterday. That's a result. 2 in a row unbeaten. It's going well. Now we've got Man City back down to reality, I'd imagine. They got an easy, comfortable victory in the Champions League. They topped their group as well. Jesus is hitting form at the right time, bagging a hat-trick the other night. And yeah, this game's not going to be easy at all, is it? It's really not going to be easy. And I'm a little bit more confident about it than I was maybe 2 games earlier, because I thought that might just be a 7 or an 8. But at the same time, they're not really doing that great in the league. In fact, they ain't going to win the title, let's be honest. Evening to everyone in the chat, by the way. I will come back to some of them in a minute. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. And, you know, the Emirates crowd is never really the loudest. Big games, it tends to be a little bit louder. Tends to be a little bit more full up as well. People tend to swerve the lesser teams, if that makes sense. But I'm struggling to find a way that we're going to beat them, and it's going to sound really defeatist, but I'd happily take a draw right now if you offered me a draw. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. They're not doing great this season. Their defense is leaking goals left, right, and centre. Their defense is pretty rubbish, if I'm being honest. I know they've got a lot of injuries and stuff like that, but they have genuinely got quality players, midfield and attack, that can score goals from anywhere. Kevin De Bruyne, for me, is the best midfielder on the planet. Aguero, Jesus, Mahrez, Sane, all these players are just absolute class, aren't they? So although they're not doing great, they can click straight back into gear very quickly. And the way Arsenal defend, it's going to be Keystone Cops, isn't it? It's like you're going to hear the little clown every time the ball comes near our defense. It's just going to, I think it's going to be hard to watch, put it that way. But I will be doing a watch along. I will be doing that with Guna Eagle Eye. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. It's good as well. The fact that we had a game yesterday, I know we came back in that game. We showed a bit of character to come back in that game, which as soon as we went 2-0 down, I thought it was game over. I thought, that's it, we're done. And luckily we got a draw out of it. And luckily, Victoria done us a favour of all the teams. They're bottom of the group and they done us a favour. So that was kind of mad. But I'm eagerly waiting for the draw on Monday now. As soon as the draw is about to take place, I'll be going live and doing a stream for that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game, even though I know it's going to be hard work. But anyway, I'm going to come to some of your comments. Well, obviously, we know that Xhaka's probably not going to play. I think the protocol for concussion is a 2-game absence. So the Man City game, he won't be playing, as far as I'm aware. In a way, that'll probably do us a favour, because he was rubbish in the last game, the game that he actually got concussion in. So against West Ham, Hector Bellerin, I'm not sure whether he's going to be fit for the game. To be honest, I don't want to see him play anyway. So yeah, Mesut Ozil, do we start Mesut Ozil? It's a big game. I'm not so sure about that one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting as well, because obviously Bukayo Saka scored and got an assist yesterday. His cross for Lacazette's goal, what a cross. Even his goal was a nice little finish. It was just passed it into the bottom corner. It was like a Thierry Henry-esque finish, wasn't it? Like, I'm not putting him in that bracket, by the way. I'm just saying the goal was pretty similar to how Henry used to finish all of his goals. But he stakes a claim. Martinelli was obviously on the bench, came on and set up the second goal. I say set up the second goal. He gets an assist for the second goal. I don't class that as an assist. It was a 2-yard pass. And then Saka did the rest. But he's in fine form at the minute. Every time he comes on, he does something. He always drives forward. The fact that he was benched in that game would suggest that he is going to start against Man City. And fair play to him, because he was, for me, man of the match against West Ham. So he fully deserves to start Premier League games. I don't buy into all this, you can only play in the Europa League, then this team can play in the Premier League. If you're good enough, you play every game. So yeah, we have got some decent options. Obviously, Pepe has got bruised knees. Whether he will be available or not, I'm not so sure. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. And like I said, it all depends on how we defend, because their firepower is a joke. It is a joke. And when we, if we do defend properly, we've then got to make sure that when we do get chances, and let's be real, we are going to get chances. When we do get them, we've got to make sure we're clinical. And that's something we haven't been this season. Aubameyang has been most of the time. Probably more clinical this season than he has been since he's been here, because every game last season he was missing 1-yard sitters. This season he's tend to put everyone in the back of the net. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But anyway, let's get into some of your comments and questions. Get your tits out for the lads. I haven't got any tits, mate. I've got a treble A cup. A treble A cup over here, mate. I've not got moobs or anything like that, mate. So yeah, it's not all about that, DVS Dallas. But evening to you, mate. And evening, Lee. And our defence worries me for the City game. That's the thing. That's the biggest problem, is the defence. But for this game, although I do think, and I've said it for a long time, I think our midfield is the reason our defence looks so rubbish, because it isolates them all the time. And when you're left one-on-one, doesn't matter what team you're up against, whether it's a Southampton and Norwich, anything like that. Listen, they're good players. They're Premier League players. So when you're up against Timo Pukki, the guy's scored, 7-8 goals this season, something like that. When you're one-on-one with that guy, it's very difficult to defend against. If you've got 2, 3, 4 players around him, then you shield it out, didn't you? But our defence don't track back, and that probably hasn't been helped by the fact that we don't pick the same midfield every week. I think that we have to go with a set midfield and keep that set midfield. When you look at Liverpool, who are head and shoulders above anyone this season, you can pick their 11 every week. When we had our decent teams back in the Invincible days, you could name our 11 every week, and barring an injury, it wouldn't change. So I don't think that Emery knew our starting 11, our best starting 11. I don't think Freddie knows the best starting 11. Have we even got a best starting 11? We've got a couple of good players. The rest are all as bad as each other, really, aren't they? But yeah, I was thinking Neymar plays versus Galatasaray. He was absolutely class with his vision and passing. Made me wonder why our number 10 doesn't deliver for us. Thank you for your donation, SRM. I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know. No beer today, live. And I've actually got, right, and I'll tell you, if anybody's never tried this, that is a peach smoothie. It is beautiful. And I've never tried a peach smoothie before. But I see it, I thought I'd have some of that, and it is actually really nice. So yeah, our players are told to defend like shit in training. I would put Lacazette at false 10, says Jerome. That's something I've been crying out for a while, is play him in that number 10 role. Because I think that he scores goals. Although he hasn't scored a great amount of goals this season, he ain't been great at all this season. He does score goals. And we haven't got a number 10 that scores goals. None of them. You know, Ozil don't really score many goals. Smith Rowe don't really get a chance to play. And when he does, he doesn't really score. Who else could we play there? Joe Willock. I don't think it's a natural position for him to play there. I don't think he's got the passing range to play there either, if I'm honest. I think he's better as a box-to-box midfielder. Guendouzi can play there. I do think he has got the passing, but I don't think he's got I don't think he's got the goals in him either. I mean, how many goals he scored? 2, 1, something like that in 70 games. I know he's played a lot deeper in most of them games, but he hasn't really got the scoring prowess. So I would play Lacazette in number 10, because I do think he's got the ability to find a pass, and he obviously scores goals, and he's got the strength and the work rate to track back as well, which is saying that all those that I named before him probably haven't got. They're all very lightweight, apart from maybe Willock. But at the same time, Willock for me don't work hard enough off the ball, whereas Lacazette does, I think. Although saying that, I think Lacazette has been crap this season. Nelson can play at number 10, says Mikey. Willock or Nelson at number 10. Nelson was rubbish yesterday, man. He was so poor. I'll be shocked if he starts on Sunday. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if he's even in the squad after that performance. But I don't know. We shall see what happens. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see what formation we come up with, to see what personnel we put in there and in what positions. Because all I've wanted for a long time is a manager that picks players in their right positions and picks the best players in the right positions. And that's something that we haven't done, even under the last 4 or 5 years of Arsene Wenger. He was playing players out of position. He was playing Ramsey right wing, Ozil left wing. He was playing a left back at right back, a right back at left back. It was like, Then Unai Emery's doing the same. It's just playing players all over the place. It's like, just play your best 11, figure out what your best 11 is, play it and play them in their right positions. And if you do that, you have more of a chance. And then if you do that consistently for 5, 6, 7 games, you'll notice the consistency of the results picking up. It won't be like 9 games without a win. The last 2 games, we have got kind of lucky. A 9-minute spell against West Ham, we took them apart. As soon as we got that equaliser, they folded. Last night, we got so lucky in that game. And again, as soon as we got that goal back, excuse me, they crumbled. And there was only one team that was going to go on and win it. And had there been another 5 minutes, we might have actually won it. It didn't really matter in the end. But even so, why does it take us to go behind for us to start playing? We should come out and start playing like that from the very beginning. Do drive the likes up, people. Nearly 350 people watching this live. So let's get it to 100 likes ASAP. Pepe has a bruised knee, so he probably won't play. Evening to you, Omar. Yeah, I'm a little bit baffed by that one, because surely his knee was bruised while he was playing, and then he after Cresswell went off, he got better. So obviously, I know bruising comes out over time as well, but surely he was down for a while on that first challenge. And for me, that weren't even everyone was raving about it. Me and Chig were arguing about it. That was a great tackle. In the modern rules of the game or laws of the game, it probably should have been a red card. But for me, that's old school, man. That's a proper tackle. He won the ball. You can't stop your follow through. I feel, where's that comment gone? I feel Guendouzi and Willock have gotten complacent. They've been playing shit recently, Willock especially. Evening to you, nerd, Tacky. I kind of agree with that. I think Guendouzi's overplayed. I think he's had way too many games. He should have been dropped after about 10 games, then put back in for a couple, then dropped again, and then play another 10, 15 games. Instead, he's played pretty much week in, week out since he's been here. And maybe a little bit of burnout, maybe a little bit of complacency, maybe a little bit of I've made it now. It don't matter. I'm going to play every week. With Joe Willock, he shouldn't have been dropped for the Tottenham game at home. He was probably our best midfielder at that point after the first 3 games. And Emery dropped him, and he ain't really recovered since. Evening to you, Gail. Ozil has been number 10. He just turns up for 350 a week and is taking the piss. Well, yeah, he's not been great, has he? Funny how you speak about playing in the right positions, but you want Lacquer at number 10. Do you know what? That's a very good point. But do you know what? The reason I'd play him there is because I think he'd actually smash it there. I think Alexis Sanchez, I think that would have been the perfect position for him as well. I don't see Lacazette as an out-and-out striker. I think, especially when you've got Aubameyang in the team and you want to play both of them, unless you're playing 2 up front, and that means that you're sacrificing Sank in midfield, you can't. You either have to play one out of position, and I do think that he would be good at number 10. I mean, imagine like following in on Aubameyang shots and the keeper parries them and he's in and around the box tapping them in. We ain't got a number 10 that does that. So I get what you're saying. It's kind of hypocritical what I just said, but yeah, I do think he'd do well there. Spurs for the win. Thank you for your donation, buddy. I can't believe I just read out Spurs for the win and I've done it again. Who do you think will win the Champions League? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, we know Barcelona will be there or thereabouts. I think Liverpool will be there or thereabouts. You lot have gone through. And listen, Jose has won it multiple times. It wouldn't shock me if Tottenham got quite far. But if I was going to put money on it, I'd probably go Barca. Pepe is injured thanks to Cresswell's shocking challenge. Evening, Ilias. Evening, Sergio, as well. Hope you're good, mate. Where's your comment gone? It's just disappeared. It's disappeared. It has disappeared. There it is. Pulisic is a better attacking midfielder than Mesut Ozil, and that is facts. Thank you for that donation, buddy. Have a lovely weekend to everybody in the chat as well. It doesn't feel like a Friday today. It already feels like a Saturday to me, but I don't know why that is. Just does. But Yeah, Pulisic. I think he's massively overrated, Pulisic, but he's done all right since he's come here into the Premier League, isn't he? Laka is not good enough for number 10 role. Don't get me wrong, I rate him, but he's not a number 10, says First Face. Thing is, do we need a number 10? Do we actually need a number 10? Liverpool have shown that they don't really need one. Firmino is like a false striker, really, isn't he? Like he basically plays a false 9, false 10 position. He's kind of a 9.5. And his link-up play gets them wingers down the wing, and then obviously he gets in the box. And if you look how many goals he scores, he don't score a great amount of goals, but his work rate for the team and what he does for the team, if you take him out of that, I don't think that front three will be anywhere near as good. Arsenal will win against City. That's positive, Zahar. That's positive. Foppe Bergsma, I hope I got your name right. It says Ajax. They're in the Europa, mate. They're not in the Champions League anymore. They're in the Europa. Chris, evening, mate. You say PSG. Ben says Bayern or Juve. Forgot about Juve. Listen, when you've got Ronaldo in the team, you've always got half a chance, isn't you? The guy is just relentless. The modern game is about having two marauding fullbacks with three hard-working midfielders. That is exactly spot on as well. And this is the thing. How many of our midfielders are hard-working? Probably none. Literally. How many of them were good enough to play in midfield for Arsenal? Probably none. False 9 is modern day preferred. Exactly, Callum. 100%, mate. 4 shots on target as well. I think Laka might be a better option on Sunday. Can hold the ball up and links the play well, says Mikey. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what team Man City put out as well, because we all know how good they are on their day. They're relentless, and they normally have their day more often than not. But this season, they've not been anywhere near the levels. But let's not forget, they are the current champions of England. So it's not going to be an easy game. And if we think that after a draw against Standard Liège and a win against West Ham is going to give us anywhere near enough to, as a fan base, predict beating them, I'm not so sure that's true. Cost Smith says, if you can buy one player next season, who would it be? Cheers, mate. If I could buy one player, I would go out, and I'm not going to say Messi, Ronaldo, or anything stupid like that. I'm going to be kind of realistic, and I think, well, you never know, he might leave Leicester. I'd go for Ndidi. Yes, Ndidi. I would go for him because I think he's quality, and he's exactly the type of player we need in midfield. So something like that. But would he leave Leicester if they get Champions League, which is looking like they're going to at the moment? Why would he leave? Yeah, we could probably pay him a lot more money, but then can we really? Leicester have got a lot of money. They're flying high. They love that Champions League money as well. I don't know, man. If they get Champions League, I can't see many of their players leaving. If they don't get Champions League, then yeah, maybe. Deep line playmakers have taken over number 10s in the modern game, says Ilias. That is very true as well. If you managed a football team, where would you play Ronaldinho? Evening, Taib. Where would I play Ronaldinho? I'd just let him do what he wanted, bruv. The guy could play in goal. He's that good, man. One of the best players I've ever seen. But if I had to pick a position for him, I'd play him at number 10 and just let him float around. Thoughts on Ancelotti? Evening, Aberman. I would take him straight away, man. He's won everywhere he's been apart from Napoli. But I've seen so many people saying they don't want him, they want Arteta. I do question the full process sometimes. Evening, Emily. Hope you're good, darling. Let's go and get Simeone. That would be the dream, darling. That would be the dream. I don't think it's going to happen. Jimbo, Guna, evening to you, buddy. Dunk and Upper Bacano. And Max Aarons to demote Bellerin. Well, listen, there's stories coming out in Spain, England, Italy about Hector Bellerin. Just get rid. Just get rid. Yeah, I'd do it in January as well. Just get rid of him, 30, 35, 40, whatever millions it's going to cost, and just say, see ya, and then go and get Max Aarons, quality player he is. if you could have one ex-Arsenal player in the coaching role with the youths, who would it be? Vieira. Vieira. Somebody asked me yesterday who I'd take like out of, like an invincible. Who would I bring back? I'd said Vieira as well. So yeah, coaching staff. I think he'd toughen up that midfield, and I'd definitely have him back. Lee, if he's won everywhere apart from Napoli, which is his most recent job, what does that show you? A managerial decline? Well, not really, because evening to you, mate. Not really. If you actually look at Napoli's team, it's so overhyped, it is unbelievable. Yeah, Dries Mertens is not all that. Yeah, it gets snapped in half in the Premier League. Lorenzo Insigne, probably one of the most overhyped players in Europe, not that great. Callejon, again, not that great. They've only got a handful of decent players. And it's very difficult when you're up against a Juventus team that can go out there and buy everyone, and have Cristiano Ronaldo in their team who can win games from anywhere on the pitch. So it's very difficult when you're competing against that, and you're competing against that with a team that ain't all that. It's not going to be easy for him to win there, but I wouldn't say he's declining. I wouldn't say that at all. It's the only club he's been at where he's not won. And how long was he there? What, 18 months? Has Ancelotti ever really built a team? Yeah, but at the same time, you could make a case of, well, he's that good, he don't need to, which is why he's been hired. Your team's already there, it's underperforming, and he's gone and got the best out of it. It's like when people say, yeah, but could Pep do it without money? Or can Jose do it without money? Well, why would they? If they're getting offered a job where the money's readily available, why would they go and do it without money? You've got yourself in that position for being like, or for doing it in previous clubs. So Hamsik is the best player in Napoli. He's better than Napoli. I don't think he's that good. Do you know that? I know it sounds a bit of a bold statement. I don't think he's that good, mate. I genuinely don't. For me, he's more famous for having a funky barnet than his actual footballing ability, mate. I don't think he's that good. I think Alan's better than him. Is Aguero injured? I'm not sure, mate. Not sure, Cameron. Hamsik is not in Napoli anyway. Well, there you go. That's how much about Italian football. He plays in China. Well, there we go. Is that good? He's gone to China. That just shows how much I know about Italian football. Hamsik chased the money and left. Well, you can't blame him, can you? It's a short career, so I'd fully be taking the money as well. Well, I'm going to do another 5 minutes or so of this, so do drive the likes up. I will be back at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And Aguero's injured, says Perry. Well, they've got Jesus, who just bagged a hat-trick the other night, so they've got quality players, man. How do Chinese clubs get so much money? I have no idea, Cobstar. I genuinely don't know. Just got here. Much love. Thank you, Seb. Thank you, mate. Have a nice weekend, buddy. I'd love to get Haaland in to replace Laka or Abba. If we got rid of him, Martinelli would be world class. Well, the thing is with that Haaland is RB Leipzig have got first pick on him. That was the report I read yesterday or the day before, something like that. They said that they've got first pick on him for like 25 million quid. So I'd imagine that they're going to buy him, and then in a year's time they'll flog him and make a fortune out of it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Love from Barbados. Nice one, man. Love back. Have a nice weekend. Would you take Fabian Ruiz from Napoli? Yeah, I would. I'd take him. I'd take Koulibaly, and I'd take Allen. That's probably about the only three I'd take out of that team. I won't be here at 9. Getting on it early. Have a nice night, Emily, darling. Don't get too wasted. Stumbling in at 3 in the morning or saying. Make sure you stay safe as well. Would you take the ex-Real Madrid Pepe? No way do I want him near the club. Love your content from a West Ham fan. Have a nice weekend. Thank you very much, Paris. I appreciate that. Enjoy your weekend, mate. Who have West Ham got this weekend, by the way? Let me know. Pepe or Nabry? Well, either. I'd take both, one on either flank. Would you take Derimel from Juve? Probably would, mate, if I'm honest. Would you take Mino? I think he's just signed for Liverpool, mate. I think he signed today. It's going to be confirmed in January, but there was some breaking news I read earlier that he signed. Jurgen Klopp signed a new deal as well. So he's there for another 4.5 years, something like that. Southampton away. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. Nasri or Ozil? I can't stand that little rat Nasri, man. I really can't stand Ozil, if I'm honest, but Ozil's miles better. Ashraf Hakimi is a good right back. He is a very good right back, actually. There's another right back. I can't remember the other right back, so I can't even remember what team it is. I was speaking about him earlier. It's just gone out of my head. But I have no idea what's going on next door, but they're bang, bang, bang. If Pep doesn't win the Champions League, has he failed? Says Jay. Evening, Jay. Possibly, yeah. I'd say probably. The amount of money they've spent, then yeah, he should be getting to the final at least and winning it. But he didn't win it at Bayern Munich either, did he? So I think it's 8 years since he last won a Champions League. That's a long time, 8, 9 years. So Semedo, that's the one I was on about. Semedo, that was the guy I was on about. Joe, thank you for that. Can you hear that? Pep has to win one Champions League or even get to a final, says Pratik. Listen, the thing is, it's not easy to win it. We know that. We only ever got to one final, and we should have probably won it a few times with the team that we had back then. But 9 years, there you go. He's not won it for 9 years. But we should have at least won it once with that team that we had. From 2002 to 2004, we should have won it at least once. So I think we failed with that team. We never won a back-to-back title. Lee behind you. No, it's next door, man. It's next door. It's a different kind of knock. You know, jokes. So listen, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. Do drive the likes up. Not even 100 likes. What are you lot playing at on a Friday night? Jesus Christ. Drive the likes up to 100, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Would you take Bruno Fernandes? Yes, Martin, in a heartbeat. Quality player. You are the realest Arsenal YouTube channel. Cheers from Trinidad. Big up yourself, Arthur. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. What is the status of the search on our new manager? Latest rumours. Well, Pochettino is somebody that apparently we're really keen on, and he'd be happily welcome to come. So I don't know, mate. Listen, we should have had a manager already. This is just a farce right now. So I don't know. If we end up with Mikel Arteta, that kind of shows how dead the club is. If we end up with somebody better than that, then yeah, we stand half a chance of moving forward. Arteta, no thank you. No thank you. Will you take Danny Rose? No, I won't. I'll take him as far away from London as possible. Titus Bramble, well, David Luiz. Titus Bramble all day long, mate. I swear I saw your curtains move. That was probably the draft, mate. Torreira's been playing well since Freddie took over. Should we keep him until the end of the season? Well, if you haven't checked out my daily transfer update, go and check that out. Napoli are interested in him. Apparently, they've put a bid in for him. So either way, I'd flog him in January. I don't think he's that great. I genuinely don't. Tyrone Ming says, Abuba 7. He's not a bad player, but I don't think he's good enough for a top 6 club just yet. If he continues for the rest of the season like he's played this season, then maybe. But it's the problem. Sometimes these players are big fishes in little ponds. As soon as they go to a big pond, they shrink. Who remembers Minder, the TV show that used to be jokes when I was a kid? I remember that. Arsenio Wonga, I remember that. Thomas Partey, yes, Slavomir. I would take him at Arsenal. Big up yourself, Nicholas. Appreciate that from Sweden, buddy. I hope you'll be on kickoff at some point. Cheers from Sweden. Big up True Geordie, by the way. I rate his content. So yeah, maybe, mate, maybe one day. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend as well, mate. Jack Grealish. No, don't want him. Don't want him. Never like that geezer, man. It's just something about him that I just can't stand. Right, I'm going to get myself out of here. UK TV went downhill when the bill got cancelled. That was a quality program, man. That was quality. But yeah, I'm going to get myself out of here. I'll be back at 9 o'clock, so do come back then. And don't forget, tomorrow I will be doing my there's not a press conference. There never is between the Europa League and the weekend game. So there'll be some bits out on Sky Sports, I'd imagine, later tonight or tomorrow. So as soon as Freddie's done a little interview with Sky Sports and put some quotes out there, I'll come back and we'll go over them as well. So, but I will be back at 9 o'clock tonight regardless. So until then, thanks to everyone in the chat. If you're not coming back at 9, whatever it is you're doing, have a wicked evening. Laters, peeps.